For me, it's been a long journey doing this public work. And one of the things is I've definitely stayed authentic and true during the whole process. And that's really important to me. I'm pretty sure that most of you will know and sense that I'm coming from an authentic, genuine place. And that warms my heart so much. In fact, that's more meaningful to me than probably a lot of other things. So what I wanted to talk about today is authenticity in general and in the business world also. How we present ourselves that word present has a bit of stigma attached to it, doesn't it? I don't mean present necessarily at this point as in our outer presentation of ourselves, image, that kind of thing. I'm speaking more of how we present ourselves, how we show up in the world, whether it's yourself with other people or at your job, whatever work you do, or if you're like myself, self-employed, how you show up through your online business and all the rest of it. One of the things that I've struggled with over the years is I really extremely dislike fake marketing, and I see a lot of people and a lot of emails that follow this rigid formula that everybody seems to be copying, and this sort of fakeness out there. And I know it's prevalent, which is also why I'm not a huge fan of Instagram yet. Sorry, I know some of you love it, but I will definitely be more active on Instagram once I find my way. I think that once I find my way where I can feel like I'm authentically being myself, and it's not that I'm not myself ever, it's just that I find it a very sort of vain atmosphere platform. So I just that's what sits uncomfortably with me. Plus, I'm really clumsy with it. Like, I don't really get things. I once tried to make a video and thought that it would stay, and it disappeared after 24 hours. And I still do not get that at all. I don't get the concept. I feel like I'm old school in that way. I don't understand why it disappears. But anyway, I will get there. In fact, maybe my teenage daughter can help me with my Instagram because she's pretty good at it herself. So outside of that, I also know that Facebook, not everybody loves it. And hey, most people... Sorry, big truck just went by. Most people have a love-hate relationship with Facebook, and I get it. Honestly, I'm there with you totally. It's just happened to be the best platform for me. I'm comfortable with it. I've used it now for so long, and it just works for me. So, but I am also on Twitter and Pinterest, which I'm also growing, and where else am I? Obviously YouTube too. So I'm in all those places. I'm also growing, trying to grow on LinkedIn as well, as in I'm just sort of starting to log back in there and sort of reshuffle things around, because also I don't really understand that platform and I don't really get it, and I'm not a huge business networker type person. I really don't like that kind of thing either. So I'm finding my way there. So I guess the grand message that I'm speaking of here is finding your way through the jungle of confusion and ego that is out there, and let's face it, we all have ego, I'm sure I have that aspect of myself too, but more so it's not that side of me that you would be seeing, right? And perhaps we need some of that to get forward and strive in our business and have a business mind. I'm wanting to implement more of I do have some natural business skills, but also I'm very blinded by it all. There's a lot to learn and know about, and it's a bit overwhelming. So, it takes a lot to not just run a business, but to grow it also. So one of the places that I want to continue to remain authentic, but still, still convey my business sense and drive, and what I'm trying to do really is find a balance, and, it's more on the authentic spectrum, if I have to say so. It's not going to be more, at 50-50 of marketing and type personality, persona, and versus authentic, professional, presentation. It's that when I do this work, I feel I am in my highest sense of self and my truest sense of self. And quite ironically, it's really being some of you guys, some of my viewers, listeners, readers, or clients that have seen the true me. And that it's funny that an average person cannot see that. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, it's not always easy. So I've chosen that path, and I'm proud of that, I would say, actually, come to speak of it now. And you won't see me veering off course. If I do, please give me a big nudge, because but I don't see that happening. So basically, as I grow my business, and yes, I am needing to do things that otherwise before sat uncomfortably with me, but I'm finding my way intuitively through it. And this is the breakthrough for me, is that yes, I might be planning to email people more down the track, when the time's right. I might be doing launches, or I might be, because what I'm doing is building an online business that is connected to what I already have, which is my website of myname.com. And I'm building an online school, basically, of learning. And this is such a massive project for me, and I love it so much. It is just so me, and it bridges all of my talents and abilities as well, because I do have an educational background, and I have been a teacher for a long time too, and I do like to teach in the spiritual sphere as well. So this is bringing everything together, and more so than that, it is fulfilling a deeper life purpose of being able to help people on a bigger, deeper level, because I feel I've had so much knowledge accumulated through not just sort of research and info, but intuitively that I have received either directly from spirit, from source, or things that I pick up. So even if I listen to something or see something, it might be one sentence, one line, one word that pops out, and then away I go. It just opens up a whole doorway. And it's not just that. A lot of information that I have accumulated on spiritual matters, and as it pertains to everyday life as well, is through my own experiences, through my own trial and error, hit and miss, shall I say. It's I've gone through a lot of stuff too, so, it's funny, I'm going to one of my first main courses that I'm wanting to put out there, after one or two smaller ones, is on grounding, because it's so important. But I've been ungrounded, so I know what it's like. In fact, when I first when I went to learn how to be an angel intuitive through Doreen Virtue, I was so ungrounded because I didn't know anything. I didn't know any better. And they're the kinds of experiences that I will be sharing with you more and more as well, because I've got so many. But also that's what, on top of my skills as an educator and having put curriculum together before because I've been an English teacher and a head English teacher, and I've done some curriculum work, and I've always been the person, even when I did basic admin jobs, because we all do those sort of like in between jobs. Well, for me it was anyway. They were just in between jobs or temping, or I was an administrator at a museum in my younger years, and I was always the one that will see the flaws in the company and put together a report or figure out a new system to make it better, easier, and more straightforward. And it's just, I think that I'm just good at that. So I see where there's a lot of pitfalls and holes and gaps in people learning about spirituality. And for me, honestly, it's keeping it simple. And by that, I don't mean pay me to tell you something simple you already know. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, as so many people comment overcomplicate things, and that so many people also feel like it needs to be complicated, or, you know, that you have to do some magic formula, for example, to protect. You have to turn around 5 times, say the Hail Mary, then go west and then put the crystal on your nose. No, it doesn't have to be like that. So it will be my biggest joy to share all of that knowledge with you through so many different topics and courses. But more so, what you'll get is the real me throughout the journey. And I would say a more evolved and mature me. Because when I compare myself to 10 years ago when I started doing this work publicly, you know, I can see how much I've grown. A lot of that is through, well, it's all through experience, time, experience, energy. So with that, I encourage you to remain authentic. Where are you not being authentic? Because, you know, sometimes, you know, we can ask ourselves, because even though I'd say, yes, I'm very authentic, even with other people, there are some people that I might know, such as some friends or friends of friends or whatever, where you don't kind of feel like you can be your authentic self. And it's not that you're necessarily lying or being fake, but it's just that you're uncomfortable in their presence, or that they won't get you or receive you, or that you just don't feel safe on some level. So you hold back, right? So I know more than well that feeling of holding back, fading my light. And, you know, these are all things that I hope to be helping you with over the years as well. So I just encourage you at this point to remain your truest self, to have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, and feel that strength within you birthing this year, so that you can rebirth. You know, really feel that now. And yes, we sometimes need to sort of shield against other people and maybe not reveal some of our true colors, because that might be the safe option in some cases. And you know what I mean, and those energy vampires and all of that get in our way. But, you know, it's an encouragement to step forth and show yourself, and that you don't have to follow the magic formulas. So when it comes to, for example, email marketing, I'm not going to be doing those things where people send, honestly, I don't know how other people feel about it. And please do reply to this and let me know, because it drives me crazy and I'm so repelled. When I started to learn about how to create courses, as in the technical know-hows, I joined a lot of different lists around, and I was just shocked at how the kinds of emails that you get and the frequency of these emails, and the fakeness of so many of them. And that's just one industry. It's just everywhere. And unfortunately, it's dominating also the spiritual industry. And I really don't like it. So it's like those kind of emails where it's like, you know, woohoo. And then there's a gif of like some actor doing a crazy dance or something. And then like, you know, all this talk about tribes and look, tribes, I mean, it can be a beautiful word. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. On one hand, I like that word, and maybe I will use that word down the track. But on the other hand, I'm a bit off-put by it. Maybe it's been overused, or it's become like a mantra, a business spiritual world mantra, you know. It's not all about manifestation and high vibe tribe. It's just like that kind. It does put me off, to be honest. And it's not just that, it's in a lot of industries, and I don't wish to be like that. So I'll find my balance where I might be writing more emails, or yes, I'm going to be wanting to let you know of my upcoming stuff, because I'm so excited. You have no idea. Like I've worked on this for so long. I can honestly say that the last decade I've been gathering information. And I've spent a lot of time on my laptop. I have so many files of documents of courses that are waiting to happen, and they're not finished, but a lot of them have a lot of information, and I need to go through them one by one, and then I need to put that information together. Then I need to make audios, videos, you know, pop it all up on this course platform that I'm still currently creating, and it's very time consuming. And I've put a lot of time and energy into this, just like someone who writes a book for years and years, right? They're not receiving any income, and they're not, and they're spending so much time for all this time for years and years and years and years, but they can't help it. They are absolutely creatively inspired. They are just filled with this this desperate desire and this need and knowing that, yes, they have to do this. And that's how I felt. It's feeling compelled, feeling like it's a calling. And so I've honored that. And yes, I've been frustrated. And there's been times where I would say to myself, it's like I'm walking around with existential angst, because it's like a form of anxiety in a way of I'm holding in all this information and I don't have an outlet to express it. I say what I can and things come out in various videos and articles and things like that, but it's more than that. It's the information that I'll be sharing with you through my videos. And I honestly hope that by me doing these courses that my migraines will subside, because I do get a lot of migraines, which I get anyway, regardless of all this. But I don't feel that carrying all this information and energy within me is of help. So there's so much I want to share with you. So some of you have said, how can I support you? Or, I really want to thank you for putting up, all the free content and that. And honestly, I don't look at it as sort of free content, like some people say, like, add value. I really don't like those marketing terms that I've been hearing so much about. You should hear some of the terms they say. Some of you will know exactly what I mean. Some of you might not, but they use words, honestly, like fishing and like having a hook, like as if I want to reel you in with my hook, and I hate that. Also, sometimes in the spiritual world, you do have people who use magical practices, and that's not me. I'm not going to do some magic spell to try to like weave you in, but you guys, you know this of me, but people do this. It's crazy. That's just a little aspect. But other terms that I don't like are scarcity. They actually, in the spiritual world, we use scarcity to say lack, lack of abundance, lack mentality. But they use the word scarcity in marketing. The marketing gurus use the word because they want people to have FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So they want to be like, quick, you got to get this now, my special deal. It used to be $1,997, but tonight only you get it for $37, and quick, it's just like, yeah, they're using strategies, they're messing with your psychology. Okay, so, so much of that, and actually this was getting to me so much, especially last year, and I am now beginning to almost make peace with it because I'm finding my way. So, those things that irritate you, you'll know them in your life, things that you know why they irritate you? Because you're an authentic person. Okay, so if you're an authentic person, you're a true person, you're a good person, and you're just bogged down by society and the way that it is, you are like frustrated by people and the way they are and systems and companies and all the fakeness, then I get it. It's an energy thing. So the message in that, the deeper message is to trust in yourself, know where that's coming from, and to find your way. It's like navigating your way through a thick marsh, like the prince trying to get to Sleeping Beauty. It reminds me of jobs that I've done in the past that were just jobs. We have these jobs that are just jobs, between jobs. And I hated the last job I had before I gave birth to my first child. And I was working, it was an admin role, and, I liked it at first. It was fine for admin role. I started by temping and then they hired me permanently. But then I was doing 2 jobs in one, which is common. So I was working at reception, but I was also doing PA work. But they would not glorify me as a PA because they fired the PA just before I came and made the 2 jobs one to save money and pay me less. So, there's all that politics that goes on in companies, right? And you've all got your own stories of that. But what I began to hate is I would sit there, and I was surrounded also by, and I'm sorry, I know I have male listeners, and I know there's lots of lovely ones of you out there, but in this particular company, it was a bit of over-dominating male energy. It's because I worked for an engineering firm who were 99% male, and it wasn't pleasant for me always, and it was just, let's just I call it testosterone energy. Okay, there was a bit of that, so the point of this is, after some while, I really hated it, and I was pregnant, and I wanted so deeply to find a job where I felt it had meaning and purpose, like I was giving to the world. And I was so almost depressed, with that. I was over it. I could barely do another minute. I had to reduce my hours and go a bit more part-time just before, proper maternity leave, and then I never went back. thankfully. You know, it's just, it's like you're going to suffocate in that fake environment where you have to be, you know, you answer phones, you have to do it a certain way, representing the company. And, you know, I like to represent the company of me, but it's not going to be because, you know, of trying to be something or someone that you're not. And it's those fake environments that are sort of off-putting to me and other people that sort of resonate with that feeling. So again, deeper message in this is finding your way. Where are you not feeling like you belong, or where you're frustrated, or that you have to be fake on some level, which sometimes we do need to survive or to fit in or whatever, but just looking at it on a deeper level. How can we peel back those layers? What's coming up for you right now? What is your truth? Where can you go with this? How can you pave your way? And this year, a grand theme is about paving your way. So I hope that you found some resonance in what I say, what I feel I need and want to express for myself, and then furthermore, what the messages are in there for you. Otherwise, just thank you so much for listening. And, you know, maybe I will do more of these kinds of random recordings. And I am really enjoying them, actually. I'm finding that doing the audios is actually quite easy for me, and I just go off from there, and it doesn't take as much time to set up. So beautiful. Anyway, I'll do both kinds. I'll do videos too. So I'll say bye for now, and I look forward to hearing your responses, whatever they may be. All right. God bless.